Are we good? Okay. All right, so we're working off of the high underhook now, right? Whenever we're working this series, we always have to threaten our opponent's base. We're not going to be easily setting up these guards, these more advanced guards, with our opponent hunkered down like this. We need to threaten their base so that they open up, and then that's the opportunity we're using to set up better guards. And the high underhook is the perfect example of that. So we set this up in many ways from half guard. And remember, we're always searching for the far neck, keeping this nice and pinched. We're going to always try to sweep towards the side that our grip is on. So staying nice and tight here. And we're starting to threaten a sumi gaeshi or butterfly sweep to this angle. I know he has this arm and I know he has this leg to stop it, but that's the reaction I'm looking for. But first, you have to get good at threatening this sweep, because he's got two options. Don't open up and he gets swept, which is what we'll go over now. So if he does not open up, I'm starting to use my grip like a steering wheel, going to my hips and my shoulders, and I'm focusing on inverting this bottom knee. And lastly, we're focusing on a foot with the top position here. So without our partner, we're always, when our sumi gaeshi sweeps, we're looking to turn towards the side that we're going, rock to our shoulder, rock to our knee, invert this knee. That's the most important part of the sweep, not this, okay? If you just focus on trying to lift with the butterfly hook here, his hips are not going to get out of alignment. Right? I'm just lifting.
I know, man.
As soon as I start to go inverted with his knee, look where the angle of his hips are. He's out of alignment. And then lastly, we can focus on the flick of our legs. But as I said before, he's got his arm free and his leg free. So what is he going to do? Stop that. He's going to focus on opening his base here, right?
Well, and in the beginning, this leg was on this side.
So if we go here and we're just trying for that sweep, it's not working, we're not going to get anywhere. But look, if I go away, look how open your opponent is here. You got their upper body open and their lower body open. This is what we want to threaten every single time. So when you're going for the sweep, go back down. So when we're going for the sweep, we're going for it every single time like we're trying to hit it. It's our jab in our system. You can't have a strong straight. You can't have a strong underhook. You can't have a strong hook shot if your jab is not good. So we're going for that every single time, because if I just go here, as you see, it stays tight. I'm not going to be able to set up my advanced guards. So I need to really stay here and really go for that sweep. That way he opens up to this position. Okay? Now, as you see, I have this hook as a frame and the sweep is not working. Next step is taking the bottom leg that we were trying to invert and finding the far hip. I'm going to start to push away from Joel, and I'm going to switch from controlling the far side of his neck to controlling the near side shoulder. This is going to be a shoulder crunch grip. We initially had a high underhook grip. Now we're having a shoulder crunch grip. I want you all to wrap this shoulder as if you're trying to choke it. If you're nice and loose here, he's going to slip his arm free. Yes, so it's being nice and tight. Try to pull your arm. Very difficult. My hand is a collar tie. I'm going to switch to the near side of the neck, and I like to grab a gable grip here. If they stay off in that direction, that's what we're going to go over next video, okay? But a lot of times when they're here, they're looking to flatten you out to prevent that from happening. Whenever they do, whenever they pressure in, that's the timing that we're going to use for the shoulder crunch sumi gaeshi. So as soon as you feel your opponent pressuring into you, we're going to switch from a foot on the hip to a butterfly hook here. And now I'm going to start to lift with this grip here. This is important. Really lift with this elbow, keeping this up high as I'm sweeping with my butterfly hook as well. And when we come to the top, preferably we don't land in 3/4 mounts. What I recommend is heels to the butt, coming to a knee on belly, stabilizing on top. One more time. Here for the high underhook. Always going for that sweep, right? It's not working. I'm really going for it, but it's not going to work because he opened his base, which is exactly what I want. Foot goes to the hip, starting to push and extend my neck away. Staying nice and tight. We'll go over more details on this when we're setting up the clamp guard, okay? But I'm switching from a gable grip on the far side of the neck to choking the near side shoulder. Literally think of like your rear naked choking that shoulder. Hands going from waving on the far side of the neck to the near side, and I grab a gable grip. That's preference. You can go butterfly grip. I wouldn't recommend S grip because as you see, it's too big, all right? So stand nice and tight here. Now, we feel our opponent start to pressure in. I'm gonna switch from a foot on the hip to a butterfly hook here. I'm gonna start to lift with my grip, right? This is taking his shoulders out of alignment. My butterfly hook takes his hips out of alignment and we land to the top. Instead of stabilizing into a 3/4 mount, I would prefer to curl my heels, switch, you can go either side. Dealer's choice, okay? Just try to not enter in a guard. Worst case, if you're in a guard, that's okay. You got the sweep points, okay? So this is our 1, 2 of this series. We're gonna have more options that build up if they stay off to the side or if we start to lose that shoulder.